Okay, so I'm a guitar nerd,
Okay.
and I want to know, I guess, what gear you used to record the album.
Okay, this is a list. All right, well, actually, me and Travis used my blonde Sherman 7-string for pretty much everything. It's got Lundgren pickups for pretty much the entire record. I used the tapping section on the levitated. I used my Ardinger 8-string because I've got some kind of harpy chords that I play that I tap, which live you really can't tell the difference, but on the record it actually adds a lot. It sounds almost like there's 3 guitars. So there's that, and then I think he used one of his Ernie Ball Music Man Petrucci's. It's just my guitar was just like set up and running so well that we're like, let's just go with it, not deal with, because I brought out a couple other guitars like, nah, it's wasting time. And then we used a bunch of different amps. We used a Bogner Uberschall for the riff parts, like the more aggressive riffs, and then like the super aggressive riffs, we actually used an Eddie Van Halen 3, which I was completely opposed to. I was like, there's no way this is going to sound good. But man, our producer turned it on. I was like, damn, all right, that works. Then we used what did we use for lead? Oh yeah, a modded JCM 800 for leads. And it was literally like we turned it on, added a little bit of reverb and delay, and it was just like the perfect lead tone. It was crazy. So we got lucky. I thought we were going to spend hours dialing that in. And then we used Pro Tools Direct for cleans, which is, again, a shocking moment for me because I was like, there's no way this is going to sound good. But it did, and I guess he had some really good compressors, and that like really cleaned up the sound. Then we used the Fractal, obviously, for like the middle section in Black Hills, where it's kind of got like a wind sound, mostly like that kind of thing. Intro to Colossal, the intro to the record, is kind of like a spacey kind of patch that we made, and then the Wells one was also another one. It's got auto swell and multi-tap delay like mixed in there. It gives it that kind of swell sound, but it sounds exactly like Wales.
Yeah, that's one thing I like. When I first saw Wales, I was like, okay, but then you hear that and it's like, oh, they're definitely going for the whale call kind of thing.
The end of that actually originally was more like the jazz lead kind of continued on, but then when I got the Fractal and we started messing around with it and writing patches and stuff like that before we ended the record, me and Pat were just sitting up in my office in my house, and we're just messing with stuff, and I just going through like different patches that we had come up with, and all of a sudden I played that when I hit one note, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that sound. He looked at me just like we both like read each other's mind. He's like, Wales, man. So what I did was I just took out like 90% of the notes from the solo after that and kind of gave it that vibe and used that effect, and it was just perfect. It just summed up that song great.
So I guess one last question. You've put out your 3rd album. You're touring across the country right now. What's next for Scale the Summit? What do you guys have envisioned?
Well, as far as planned stuff, we have a 6-week tour with the Human Abstract after this. So we'll be doing a full U.S. tour with them as direct support on that. Still only a 30-minute set, sadly.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is. I think there's 5 total bands on that tour. That's why it's just going to be
that's huge
madness
every
night. So with that many bands. But it'll be a lot of fun. We've known the guys in Human Abstract for a while, so it'll be just another tour with friends. So it'll be cool. And then after that, we're still looking for more support stuff at the end of summer. But if nothing comes through, we're actually going to do a headlining tour, but do regional stuff, like do 2 weeks with certain bands that are from that area and tour that area, and then we're going to do 2 weeks in West Coast and like a week in the South. So that'll be cool. And then after that, we have 6 weeks in Europe.
Oh, cool.
And right now, everything's up in the air. Like, there's no point in me even saying bands because I'm not even sure yet. But it'll be 6 weeks in Europe, and then after that, more support stuff in the fall and winter. So we're gonna be touring a lot more than we've already almost toured more than we did for Carbon Days of Canyons. Like, we have more stuff planned than we did for that entire album cycle.
Have you guys toured Europe yet?
No, we've never been.
Yeah.
No.
Excited for that?
Oh yeah. I've already talked after we did the Dream Theater tour, like hanging out with those guys every day and talking to them about Europe and stuff. They're like, you guys are going to be 5 times bigger over there than you ever will be in the United States, because they appreciate this kind of music over there. So it's like really exciting. Like, I know BT Bam and Animals as Leaders are going over there this fall as well. So we'll be able to hear their response as far as like the instrumental, and then Dream Theater, obviously they're 10 times bigger over there. Their crowds are massive. So I wish we could have got that leg of Progressive Nation as well, but it was nice getting the U.S. ones. I'm not going to complain, because that was one of the best tours we've ever got. So
all right, well, thank you, Chris, for taking the time to sit down and talk with me.
Cool. Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Good luck with the rest of the tour and everything else.
Cool, thanks.